A lot of people want to know what the heck is going on with Brandon Aiyuk and the San Francisco 49ers. It went from we're on the verge to trading Brandon Aiyuk or signing him, and then it's been radio silence ever since. And I know a lot of people are just like, what's going on here? What we do know is the San Francisco 49ers have exhausted every single option regarding Brandon Aiyuk, whether that's re signing him to a contract extension or trading him. I think where we've clearly landed in this situation is they aren't going to trade Brandon Aiyuk for the simple fact that trading Brandon Aiyuk will be an immediate L for them in any sense of the way it's evaluated, because they won't get a number one wide receiver in return. They won't get the value that they're looking for in Brandon Aiyuk. So if they were to trade him just to get him off the roster, they are losing. They are becoming a substantially worse team than they were before, which is exactly why they have come back to the negotiation table and began talking and presenting offers back and forth, counters, rejections, things like that. So the question is, why is this taking so long? This is the question I've heard from you guys in the comments, what are the questions I've asked as well. And we have our first update on that and why this is happening from Mike Garafolo of the NFL Network. Mike Garafolo says the 49ers feel like they've already caved enough and caved more than they wanted to. They have come up significantly from their offer in spring. My reporting is that they have pretty much agreed to over the first 3 years of the deal, which is usually the hard part. That's the guarantee, the cash flow, the APY over the first couple of years. Ayuk just wants an adjustment in the final year of the deal. The reason why I feel comfortable reporting on this as it being substantial is because this is exactly what I've heard over the last about 5 days or so. So this aligns with everything that I have been told behind the scenes. And so that's why I feel comfortable now bringing it to you, because this is where we are currently at. This is what's taking so long. The San Francisco 49ers have indeed upped the price. They have brought up the amount significantly from where they were just in the summer. A large amount, honestly. And so, as it currently stands, a lot of this stuff has been figured out, just like he's talked about. A large portion of this. That's why everything is so tense. It's because we are in the 11th hour. They are both standing at the imaginary line. They're staring at each other and they're seeing who is going to cinch the deal first. Obviously, Brandon Aiyuk has a very particular ask. I won't go into detail in what that is, but there is something that he is trying to accomplish and he wants the San Francisco 49ers to meet. And as it's been reported from Mike Garafolo, the San Francisco 49ers are feeling like, well, we've already just completely came up from where we were and we've met a huge majority of what you've been looking for. Let's kind of iron this thing out. And I think just with how everything has played out up until this point, I believe just based on the contentious nature of this negotiation, the waiting and it backfiring, I'm just of the belief that they're just going to wait it out and they're just going to see who crosses that imaginary line first. So that being said, is yes, we are really close. I do believe Brandon Ayuk will be a 49er. I don't believe the 49ers are going to trade him for the exact reasons that I've already explained. So we are just in that literal, there's one more step. And it seems like Ayuk, according to this report, says Ayuk just wants an adjustment in the final year of the deal. And it sounds like he's pretty steadfast on that. And it sounds like the San Francisco 49ers either have to accept what Brandon Ayuk is offering or just wait it out. I think at this point, Brandon Ayuk is probably pretty comfortable waiting this thing out as he has already. It is August 16th. Um, he's out there. We reports today he was back out on the field. He had Niner gear on. He's running off to the side. So he's out there. He's in meetings. He's taking mental reps. Those things are still occurring. He's still with his teammates. He's still in the locker room. But I do believe that this is accurate. I do believe this is an accurate representation of what the hangup is, where we are currently at, and what needs to happen. So it basically feels like a standoff at this point. Of there is just one, to simplify, there's just like one detail that needs to be ironed out, and it's either Brandon Ayuk dropping that detail or the 49ers just accepting that detail. So, um, however you want to interpret that situation, however you want to like be like, oh, come on, man, like that's just where we're at. We are so close. We are so close. Again, this report was from Mike Garafolo of the NFL Network. I believe it to be 100% true. And we're close, man. Like Brandon Ayuk is going to be paid much more than I think we were anticipating when this whole situation started. That is obviously a due to whatever happened in the negotiations early on not happening and the wide receiver market exploded. You would have to think that actually allowing Brandon Ayuk to go out and actually negotiate with teams and then realizing that teams were willing to pay Brandon Ayuk clear over 30 million, 32 and a half the from the Pats, and in regards to the Browns, I don't think that those details have been leaked, but from my understanding, it was north of 30 million per year APY. So that's one of the pitfalls of waiting to get a player signed is you could have had Brandon Ayuk at a significantly less rate than he's at now based on, and again, we've talked about this throughout this process, it's not the player that is necessarily dictating his worth, it's the market that is dictating his worth. You compound that with his production, obviously the things he does for you internally, how a teammate, leader, those kinds of things, but it's ultimately the market that is the main driving factor for what these guys get. So we are, I feel like we're so close. Like we're just waiting. We're waiting for one side um to make an adjustment. And just again, like what Mike Garafolo says, he says the 49ers feel like they've already caved enough and caved more than they wanted to. They have come up significantly from their offer in the spring. So what is it? Do they just say, you know what? Let's just get this done. All right, Brandon, we'll give you this last little thing. Let's get it done. Let's move on. Or do they continue to just wait it out and see if Brandon caves like back? And just my own personal belief of like this situation is I think BA is comfortable with where he's at in his request. And I think he is waiting for the 49ers to make this happen and get it done. Um, so how do you guys view that? What do you guys think about that? What do you think? I'm sure there's going to be a bunch of different opinions on the matter, but I'm looking at this as a positive. I'm looking at this like, yeah, we are so close. We are so close to putting this behind us. That's kind of why I'm just like, what are we doing? Like, what is taking so long? Like, just we got to pick one. Just do it. we're so we're so fatigued by this situation, and as you know, it's been pretty much radio silence for the last couple days in regards to this part of it. So we are just waiting. But again, the optimistic side of me believes that this will be figured out one way or the other very soon. Obviously, Mike Garafolo has obtained this information for a reason. So I do imagine that, again, leverage through the media. Will Brandon Ayuk budge? Will the 49ers budge? Regardless, something will have to budge. And I believe it's just this one thing that is left. And then I do expect Brandon Ayuk to be a Niner for the foreseeable future. Let me know what you guys think about this situation. What do you think about this report? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, make sure to like and subscribe for more updates.